more now on China fashion. Let's turn to Paola Zamperini. She's an associate professor of Chinese culture at Northwestern University. Paola, thanks for joining us. Now, Chinese fashion designers took centre stage at the London Fashion Week. How are they faring this week in Paris?
I think they're doing exceptionally well, and among other things, also because of the exposure that the EU Prize is giving them. But I would say, at least from my perspective as a scholar, mostly an historian of fashion, it is about time that the major centers of fashion, Milan, as we were just hearing, and especially Paris, finally embraced and celebrated these amazing artists and designers in the world of haute couture, and not just in the world of pret-a-porter, or looking at China as if it were the place where textiles come from for the Western fashion houses.
You mentioned the Yi Prize. Tell us a little bit more about that prize and how it has been able to foster new Chinese talent into the fashion industry.
Well, yes, I think it's an absolutely wonderful opportunity. I don't know if you remember how in 2015 at the Met there was this exhibit called China Through the Looking Glass. And at the time that was seen as this powerful intervention by the Met and Vogue, America's Queen and Winter, to showcase China and Chineseness, but in a way it was only really showcasing Western designers, especially high-end designers. What the EU Prize has done through the vision of Wendy Yu is to really foreground Chinese talent in a way that it's very expensive, because if you look at the definition of Chineseness as the prize marks it, is China, Taiwan, and Hong Kong. So in a very generous gesture, it really puts at the forefront Chinese designers, many of whom, in truth, have been trained either in London or in New York, especially the Parsons School of Design. But what's even more fantastic, I think, about the EU Prize is that the jurors are all either China-based or Chinese nationals working overseas. And this way, I think the message that it conveys is very powerful. On the one hand, to the young Chinese designers emerging in Taiwan, in the PRC, in Hong Kong, it tells them that there is a place for them where they can turn to be seen, to be helped, to develop their brands and their vision. On the other hand, and I think this is equally important, and I think the choice of having the EU Prize be visible at the Paris Fashion Week, it conveys the message to the Western designers that it's about time to not just appropriate, but really celebrate all that these young Chinese designers have to offer.
Yeah, I mean, what I can see there from the footage that we've been playing over what you've been saying looks absolutely fascinating, a really interesting mix between traditional and modern concepts. Can you tell us a little bit more about HKFG, formerly known as Fashion Guerrilla? It has a mission of promoting fashion from Hong Kong. Of course, it's 10 years on now. Talk about some of the achievements the designers who've come from that program have achieved.
Well, yeah, I think that's a similarly brilliant initiative as what the EU Prize is promoting. It has a little bit more of a local flavor in that it really tries to showcase Hong Kong designers who, as you know, are wedged, between their colonial past and this new present and future of now coming back into the fold of the PRC. I think it has worked well because it's based on this very collaborative principle. And so by moving between the New York Fashion Week and the Paris Fashion Week, it helps celebrate knowledge of what these emerging Hong Kong designers can do. I wonder, going ahead though, how much that prize, that kind of conglomerate of designers will continue to remain relevant as, things shift a little bit geoculturally. But for sure, it had the benefit to create yet another horizon of visibility for China design as opposed to made in China work, which is usually associated with, cheap labor, cheap products, often derivatives. So I think in that sense too, it offers a space to these, and has offered a space to Hong Kong-based designers to create sites of collaboration in a way that kind of demystify the fashion world as this throat-cutting context.
Yeah. Certainly nothing cheap about what we just looked at there. Paola Zamperini, really appreciate your time. Associate Professor of Chinese Culture at Northwestern University.
Of course, thank you.